In the initial plot outline, the second New Jedi Order hardcover was to feature Luke and Mara journeying to a new world to meet with the invading leader, an example of the common mythological motif of entering into the heart of darkness. With Savong La's ultimatum issued at the story's end, one of the points in the initial outline is covered that the alien invaders would use the Jedi to pit factions within the New Republic against one another. Notes regarding Savong La say that he is Darth Vader to Supreme Overlord Shimra's Emperor and Jacen is Luke without the blood tie. Again mirroring the hero's journey as detailed by Joseph Campbell, this book casts Jacen as a reluctant hero archetype as he struggles to reconcile the need for aggression against the invaders with his idealistic philosophies. The hardcover of this book was published in November of 2000. So this book takes place 2 months after the Battle of Fondor and 10 months since the fall of Cernpedal. It starts with Jaina escorting a refugee ship when she is shot down. She is heavily injured and is sent to Dero, the site of relief efforts by Selkor. So Selkor is this organization which is helping resettle all the displaced refugees. Dero is defined as a world which has these dome-like orbital cities in which the people reside, and the surface is toxic, so anybody living on the surface have to live within these containment domes. Jacen Solo is also on Dero and he is helping his father organize Rin refugees into Settlement 32. This is basically continuing the Rin refugee arc which James Luceno started in Agents of Chaos duology. Here Jacen sees a vision in which Luke tosses a lightsaber to him which he fails to catch, leading to the destruction of the galaxy. Jacen believes that if he stops using the Force, he may prevent the destruction of the galaxy as seen in his vision. Meanwhile, Leia, who is now a Jedi Knight, meets with the Dero Reclamation Project team. Everyone but one member, Dr. Dasset Kriar, is present. So Dasset Kriar is Nomenor in disguise as a Dero, thanks to his new Gableth masker. Earlier, he could only disguise himself as a human and reduce all his tattoos and whatnot. Now he can disguise himself as any species he wants thanks to this new Gableth mask he has developed. He also plans to release these moth-like creatures which will destroy Dero. He informs War Master Savong La that Leia, Jacen and Jaina are on Dero. Now on Coruscant, we see Senator Wiki Sesh conspiring with War Master Savong La through the Willip creatures. Savong La's plan is to launch an attack on Coruscant after capturing Dero, because Dero, if you see the galactic map they give in the starting of the book, you'll see that Dero and Coruscant, they're really near and they both are in the deep core or whatever that's called. So Luke Skywalker, he continues the development of this Jedi Council, which we first saw in Vector Prime. He is also taking help from different Jedi. We see this new character called Kent Hamner in this book also. And then Mara Jade, she senses a presence within her body which she believes is another Yuuzhan Vong infection, but it turns out to be that she's pregnant and is going to have Ben Skywalker sometime. Luke then talks to Jedi Master Tresina Lobai, whose apprentice Trini Wei disappeared when they were monitoring the Cordero shipments. So Cordero is the shipping company which transports stuff between Corellia and Dero, from what I understand. And right now they're not fulfilling the shipments. Like Selkor is giving them supplies which they are supposed to distribute to the refugees in Dero, but they're not doing that. They're stockpiling or something. So Luke, Anakin and Mara then go to one of the orbital cities above Dero and they inspect this Cordero shipping company. Meanwhile, Granda the Hutt on Settlement 32 thinks of handing Jason over to the Yuuzhan Vong for the sake of Nal Hutta. Sometimes he thinks that he should hand Jaina over to the Yuuzhan Vong, or sometimes Jason. And he ultimately changes his mind and tries to inform the New Republic that the Yuuzhan Vong have infiltrated Dero, so that the New Republic come to Dero. And he contacts Vicky Sesh, who informs the Yuuzhan Vong of Granda's intent, because, as I said, Vicky Sesh is she's a conspirator with the Yuuzhan Vong. She doesn't care about the New Republic anymore. She only cares about her own planet, and is kind of the enemy in this book, an antagonist. She almost feels like Dolores Umbridge. Now Jason in Settlement 42 discovers that these moth-like creatures which Nomino planted can chew through the containment dome, threatening the refugees because, as I said before, Dero's environment is toxic. But he is still reluctant to use the Force to destroy these moths. He only uses the Force in the end to retrieve his lightsaber. I believe this was a nod to the Young Jedi Knights books, in which Jason loved all types of living creatures and insects and wouldn't harm them. He evacuates the refugee to Gateway, where they reunite with Leia. And they also have to go through this decontamination process, which makes Jason and Jaina bald for a short period of time. Meanwhile, Mara and Jaina, they go to Gateway and meet with Leia. And then Mara and Jaina, they join in the search for Dr. Dasset Krior and expose him as Nominor. Nominor escapes after triggering a rock slide atop Mara and Jaina. Now, in the end, Mara and Jaina escape and they go back to the orbital city, and where they reunite with Anakin and Luke. Luke finds out that Jedi Trini Wei died on Dero. There's this sequence where he manipulates a Rodian bodyguard or something, a security guard, with the Force in order to find out more information about Trini Wei. And he sees this image of Trini Wei. She's lying down and she's dead. Now the Jedi they get to know that the Yuuzhan Vong are going to attack Dero. Meanwhile, Jason is being held captive by Vice Director Bradoran of Core Dero Shipping. Luke and Anakin create a diversion while Jaina breaks Jason out of captivity. And Leia and Han, they are preparing the refugees. They are hoping to find some way to get them off world before the invaders strike, but it is too late. Nominor captures Leia and brings her before Sir Wong Law. Leia and Granda the Hutt are held as prisoners by the Yuuzhan Vong as they witness refugees being sacrificed in this fire pit. There is also a Yuuzhan Vong priestess over here, and there are a lot of warriors, and obviously there's Wong La Nominor. Now Randa, he tries to attack the Yuuzhan Vong, but he is killed by them very easily. He's not strong at all. He's a very young Hutt. Now Sawang La, he then tortures and cripples Leia with these red garret-like creatures, and Leia also is paralyzed for a short amount of time. I'll talk about that in the next short story. Now this is the moment when Jason comes in to save the day. Now he doesn't care about his philosophy, because if he doesn't use the Force, his mother will die. There's this great scene where he unleashes his potential, crippling Sawang La, breaking his body scales and whatnot. You should probably keep in mind that till this point, Sawang La didn't even want to know Jason's name, for he thought that Jason was unworthy, and Sawang La severely underestimated Jason. Jason then escapes with his mother aboard the Millennium Falcon. And in the epilogue, we see Sawang La contacting the whole New Republic and informing them that he would suspend all hostilities provided that all the Jedi, especially Jason, are turned over to the Yuuzhan Vong. Mainly 3 characters died in this book. One of them was Abella Olsong, who was Leia's personal aide. Then there was Trini Wei, the apprentice, and then there was Granda the Hutt, whose death hit me the most, and it was pretty sad because I liked his character. Now let's talk about a few of the characters which got a lot of development in this book. Now, obviously Jacen Solo. I loved his character in this book. I was confused by Jason's arc in the Doctoid Duology and Agents of Chaos. In the Doctoid Duology, he didn't want to be a Jedi at all in the beginning of the series, and in Agents of Chaos, he didn't want to fire Centerpoint because it would destroy the Yuuzhan Vong ships. His character made a lot more sense in this book, and it also gives a solid reason as to why he wouldn't use the Force. I hope his character continues to get more development like this. Next one would be Anakin Solo. Now, I liked how Kathy Tyers portrays Anakin Solo as the poster boy of the New Jedi Order. There are a lot of great movements between him, Luke, and Mara, and he has his own X-Wing now and has developed his lightsaber combat skills also. I'd still love to see more references to the Junior Jedi Knights books. Now, Jaina Solo. Though there aren't many scenes with Jaina Solo, I like how she tries to develop Jaina's relationship with Leia, who for most of Jaina's life hasn't really been there with her. And also, Jaina with no hair was kind of cursed. And War Master Sawong La, who was the main antagonist in this book. Sawong La's character is really scary. He has all these skills emerging from his body itself, and we get to know quite a bit about his intentions and how he worships the Yuuzhan Vong gods. The more you get to know about the Yuuzhan Vong culture, how they worship their gods and the biotechnology, the more scary this series gets. Now, what's my final opinion about this book? I thought that this book was great and I enjoyed reading it a lot. It made me like Jacen's character again and does a solid job of advancing the Yuuzhan Vong invasion. Honestly, I'd say that this is as good as Vector